Shut up and sit down.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the TechRichGames podcast. My name is iAreCade, and today I am joined with my good friends Chezzizle and KingKoopa.
What's up?
What's happening?
How y'all doing? Glad to have y'all back.
I'm glad to be back.
We finally got this podcast recording to happen.
Been trying for a week or longer.
No, it's been like 3 weeks.
Oh, yeah, well.
No, 2.
At least Chris was able to help out to try to fill out last week since they had the Xbox showcase, so it was all good. So we didn't have to worry about trying to rush some of the Ghost gameplay to try to get our impressions down. So we had an additional week to play it, so we'll be able to flesh out our discussion a little bit more. But still won't be a spoiler cast, so don't worry about it. We're still going to be just talking very, very briefly of the game, just giving our impressions of the game, and yeah, so that's pretty much the goal for today's episode. But first, what have y'all been playing? I mean, if y'all played anything besides Ghost these last couple weeks.
Last night, me and my girlfriend got Luigi's Mansion 3. I've been playing that. I've been wanting to get it. I just never got it. I just got a Switch recently. She also did. We both got one now. So been playing that a lot. I got pretty far. And besides that, I've been playing Ghosts a lot and Smash, Mario Tennis as well. I know it's kind of older games, but I just got my Switch, so trying to catch up.
Yeah, so you're just kind of cleaning up that back catalog of Switch
I have
titles.
a lot.
Yeah, man, I'm going to focus on Breath of the Wild first, you know. I'm going to beat that before I start playing all these other Switch games.
I did start Breath of the Wild. I got off the plateau, at least. So I'm just playing everything at once, man.
Yeah, I feel you. I still need to add you on the Switch. I keep forgetting because I have not turned on my Switch in weeks.
and my internet in my house is it's weird when it doesn't let my Switch connect, but my PlayStation and every other device connects. It's very strange, but so really the time I tried to add you was from work, so
the Switch, low-key sucks at connecting to the internet.
Yeah, I looked up so many YouTube videos. I couldn't solve my issue, so I'll figure it out one day.
Yeah, not the best, because you also need an adapter even if you want to use a LAN cable.
Yeah.
And most of the time you just want to play it in handheld anyway. So, well, and I think you had the Switch Lite.
Yeah,
right?
I have the Switch Lite, and Lindsay got a regular Switch.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I mean, you can even use a LAN cable if you wanted. So you're stuck with
and her Switch connected perfectly fine to the internet, and it's just mine doesn't want to connect to her internet or mine in my house, but at work it connected perfectly fine. I'm just like, but we got badass internet at work, so but still, I don't know, it's weird.
Yeah, that's weird. Hopefully it's not the Switch.
I hope not.
I don't know. Yeah, that'd be a pain in the ass if you got to go and swap it out or something.
That's probably not an option.
I haven't been playing a lot of Ghosts for the past couple of days because I've been addicted to League Auto Chess, which I'm not gonna play. I'm not gonna talk about because I've talked about that before. But what I did want to mention was, if you have a PC and you enjoyed Skate back in the day, I highly recommend you check out Skater XL. It just came out of early access, so 1.0 just came out, and it is really good. If you enjoyed Skate 1 and 2, particularly, it's very similar to those games. So check that out. I'm probably gonna make a fucking montage or something because I'm awesome. Yeah, I'm fucking awesome.
There you go.
And put it on the channel. So look out for that maybe one day if I ever do it.
Montage.
Cool deal.
Dude, back in the day, I used to
montage.
make the sickest skate videos on MySpace.
So
I remember one video.
back to MySpace,
I remember I had a Chevelle song as the fucking song. I was like, "Fuck yeah!"
You can never go wrong with that.
that's the most early noughts thing to fucking do.
Best montage song ever.
MySpace skate video with Chevelle. That's amazing. But yeah, actually, I didn't even talk about what I've been playing. But yeah, I mean, I've just been playing Ghost for the most part. Every now and then, I kind of hop on Modern Warfare because I hate myself, and
Yeah.
I just feel like causing myself pain and misery from time to time. But it's just, I don't know, it's just something for me to mindlessly relax and kind of just chill and like play for like a game, and then I get pissed off, and then I'm no longer chilling. And it's just it's not good, not a good time, but it's like one of those things where it's like when like I'm not playing it, I really want to play it, and then when I play it, I'm like, why the fuck am I playing this trash?
Yeah, I do that sometimes.
Yeah,
because like even though I'm like decent at it, like I'm just not enjoying my time with it. So it's just a weird conundrum,
right.
But yeah, for the most part, I've been playing Ghost of Tsushima the last few days and over the last couple weeks. There was like a time period where I didn't play it. I was just like busy with other things. But all right, so before we get into the discussion and impressions of Ghost, let's talk about something else that was just kind of released this week, and that's the Marvel Avengers beta that came out. So, what were y'all guys' impressions of it?
I'm super excited for this game now.
Yeah, you see, when they first showed it, I remember me and Chaz talked about it. And I'm like, holy shit, like this looks awesome. Like, I remember back in the day. I know this is not like what I'm about to say, but it's similar. Back in the day, like the Hulk video games, the Iron Man movie video games. I know a lot of people thought they might have been shitty. I liked them as a younger lad.
Oh my god, I remember this.
Yeah, I liked them. So. And this is going to be 10 times better than that. So, like, I'm extremely psyched. And I remember and Chaz was telling me it's kind of going to be like, you know, RPG-ish in a way. And I did not know that because I hadn't seen anything about it. So that makes it like 10 times cooler to me, you know?
Yeah, I'm still kind of confused about the whole game in general, what the fuck it even is. Because they've said it's supposed to be, wasn't there like online components too?
It's essentially like a Destiny game.
Which I understand, but I don't see how that's possible because, like, I guess, like Chaz was saying, like, okay, like the Iron Man suit's you could build your own suit kind of thing, like you're gonna have different armors and shit. But like, what about for the characters who just wear like clothes? Like, are they just gonna like, is the different costumes maybe gonna be like the different perks and like different stats and shit? Like, I mean, Hulk wear shorts, that's it. But then,
like in the trailer they showed Hulk, and then they showed him again, and he was in like a suit. So I'm assuming suit has like different abilities.
There might even be like Red Hulk,
right,
as like a different color variation as well. Like they can do a couple of different things. Maybe like an OG one where it's like the bright purple shorts. Or he's like the ripped white collared shirt.
It's gonna be like gonna be like I'm Iron Man, Cade's. Well, I'm gonna be Hulk. I'm Hulk. Cade's Iron Man. Cooper's whoever the fuck. We're each our own person, and then we go do a mission together.
Cooper's whoever the fuck.
Yeah, I could be whoever the fuck. Yeah. I could be anybody, dude.
I forgot who else is in the beta. It's Hulk.
Yeah, wasn't there a thing though? Like they said that you can create your own superhero, like early on when they were talking about the game.
No, yeah, I think I remember that, but I don't think that's in the game. Like.
They might have taken it
from what I've seen.
It was probably early on to where like they didn't know what
honestly,
the fuck
though, like creating your own Iron Man suit is like that sounds fucking sick. Or like creating your own Hulk like person, like not race, but like like make your own Hulk. Or I'm just saying them. I mean, it could be other superheroes too, but just using them as an example. But you know what? I mean, honestly, either way, no matter what it is, I'm gonna play it. It sounds really cool. I wanted to play it since before they even went into details. I just so I mean, I'm psyched.
Yeah.
Like.
It's very intriguing, just in general. I mean, it's just a very interesting IP to like kind of take it in this direction and to see what they can do with it. Because I mean, there's so many Avengers that they can eventually add into it. Like along the lines, maybe they'll add Spider-Man or Falcon or Doctor Strange.
That's what you just reminded me. That's why I forgot to say this. Like we're talking about the different costumes. Like, would it be cool? You remember in Spider-Man for PS4, how they had like the comic book like skin or whatever, where he looked all like crazy and like comic book ish. What if they would do that? What if that would be a skin for some of them? Because that would be super sick in my opinion.
I mean, that'd be dope. That's still my favorite skin in the
definitely,
Spider-Man
dude.
game,
I'll rock that one forever. I love that one.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
Like the OG Iron Man comic skin be so sick too.
Or like the original like metal bucket looking Iron Man suit.
Dude, so many good ideas we have.
Hire us. We got ideas.
Yeah, so if you have the game pre-ordered, next weekend is the beta. The weekend after that is the open beta for everyone. And then the weekend after that, it's on Xbox. So I'm probably going to end up pre-ordering it so I could try it out next weekend.
Yeah, Chaz, we have to jump on the pre-order.
Yeah, that'd be good. That way you can give more in-depth views about it.
I'm super, super excited. In the beta, you'll be able to play as Iron Man, Hulk, Kamala, and Black Widow.
Nice.
So
cool.
I'm definitely going to be playing Hulk. So fuck everyone else. I call Hulk.
Well, Chaz, I'll tell you this. We will definitely get together and split that this week because we're going to need to play that beta.
Yeah, for sure. So look forward to more impressions of this game next week, probably, I guess. Right?
Yeah, we can talk about it more.
I just wanted to mention it in this podcast because up until this week when they showed it, they've been doing like little shows like showing it, and this whole time I've always been like, I don't know if this game's gonna really, I don't know, something's weird about this game. But this week they showed like a 10-minute trailer about everything that's in the beta, and it finally clicked. And this game, I think, is gonna be really cool. So hopefully it's good because I want it to be. They've already announced that Hawkeye is gonna be added, so fuck yeah, Hawkeye.
Yeah,
shout out to Hawkeye. Fuck you if you hate Hawkeye. Yeah. Yeah. This game looks really cool. I'm excited.
You know me, I like shooting bows in my games.
Also, if you complete everything in the beta, you get 2 pickaxes in Fortnite. So that's why I really want to play the beta.
Oh yeah, because they had like that Marvel
crossover.
Crossover.
I thought you were gonna at first, even though I knew you were gonna say, I thought Chaz was gonna say you get 2 pickaxes in Minecraft. For some reason, that's what
that'd be even better, dude.
Way more use out of the pickaxes in Minecraft. I'll tell you that. But yeah.
That's what I thought you were gonna say.
Until it breaks after like
No, dude, blocks. Unlimited uses, bro.
I mean, that'd be kind of dope if they did that. That'd be kind of.
That'd be OP as shit.
Yeah, you wouldn't need it for anything, unless like it couldn't break through diamond or something. Then you would have to use it, an iron axe. One other thing I wanted to talk about. Did y'all before we jump into the Ghost again? Did y'all catch any of the Xbox stuff last week?
No, I did not.
I watched the Halo trailer, and that's it. And I think it looks fucking awesome.
Oh, yeah. I forgot to tell you, a friend of mine at work, actually, he's a big Halo fan. He showed me the trailer. That's the only thing I did see. That trailer made me want to buy an Xbox. Just to play Halo. I mean, I've played Halo a little bit in my days, but it just looks sick as fuck to me, so... And the way he hyped it up.
I mean, Halo always is and always will be a system seller from Microsoft.
Yeah.
But they did announce that it's going to be free to play, the multiplayer.
Yeah. So that's going to be sick.
Which is crazy, dude. That's big
Fuck
plays.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, there's going to be diehard fans, obviously, that are going to buy it or play it through Game Pass as far as like the campaign. But for someone like me, I mean, shit, that's awesome. That's all I want to play anyway is the multiplayer.
See, I'm the opposite. I would want to play the campaign. Well, I mean, I would play multiplayer too, but I'd really want to play the campaign also because it just looks cool. I like alien shit.
For sure. Yeah, I just never delved into the campaigns. The only time I've ever
super glad
played Halo was multiplayer.
Yeah, wait, was that? I'm just super glad that every Xbox game comes to PC as well, so I don't have to worry about getting an Xbox just for this.
True.
Unless there's more games.
Very true, actually.
Actually, no, because I could just play everything on my PC. But yeah, that works.
For the most part, I think everything pretty much.
Every first party
PC as well.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. With Game Pass, so that might be something I have to look into. I just don't know if my laptop's powerful enough. Probably not, obviously.
Dude, just get you a cheap gaming PC, man.
Well, that's
gonna change.
I was gonna say, well, that's what I have is like a cheap like gaming laptop.
At this point, you just wanna borrow a friend's Xbox to beat it or to play it for a little while, bro.
Could do that. Actually, I think Chris did mention to me last week that if I wanted to, I could borrow his Xbox One to play Halo Infinite, because it's going to be on Infinite. It's going to be on Xbox One as well as the Series X.
Yeah.
So I don't know, because I definitely want to check out Halo more than anything else on that console at the moment.
Yeah.
With that being said, I think there's really nothing else to do but to jump into our first impressions of Ghost of Tsushima. Now, as of earlier today, I just made it to Act 3, which is the final act. The game's broken up into different acts. And are y'all still in Act 3?
Yeah, I'm at the end. I'm pretty sure I'm at the end, I would guess, because I'm past certain points. Me and Chaz were around the same place a while back, and then I'm way past that now, so I should be close to 2, I'm thinking.
I mean, I'm at the end of 1, so if you're past me, you have to be in 2.
Well, then I think I'm at the end of 1 too. I'm not sure, but I haven't been able to play a lot lately.
Did you make it? Did you make it to the middle section of the island? Or
yeah. I just unlocked the middle section of the island like a day or 2 ago, I think.
Okay, well you're in.
Okay,
Act 2.
Well then I'm in Act 2 then. Sweet.
Each island opens up the next act.
Well, yeah, but I figured that, but it didn't show. You know how when you transition, it shows Act 2 maybe somewhere. I didn't see that, so.
It probably showed it, but you didn't fucking see it.
Yeah, you know what? Probably.
Yeah, because it goes by.
Probably because I was talking to you, Chaz, and being distracted in Discord.
Yeah, and whose fault is that?
Yours.
You're right.
But yeah. So, anyways, with that being said, obviously, I don't want to be talking about anything past the beginning of Act 2 or really anything further than that. So. We're not going to be really discussing the game in depth, as I mentioned earlier. So if you're worried about spoilers, it's all good. Since Cooper and Chaz are still very early on, we're not going to be talking too much about the story elements as itself. Maybe just like our thoughts on the story so far, but nothing too spoilerish.
Yeah.
And also, for the first time, I believe, since the Animal Crossing podcast, we're going to have gameplay here on this video. So if you're listening to us on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, make sure to check out the YouTube video if you want to see some of my Ghost of Tsushima gameplay. Well, so first things first, what's kind of y'all first impressions of the game so far?
This is what an Assassin's Creed game should be. That's all I have to say. Well, not all I have to say, but this is what I want in an Assassin's Creed game, in my opinion. Like
you can take what you say with a grain of salt.
So yeah, we're not going to talk about the story, but just mainly the gameplay is so fun in this game.
Yeah.
And I don't like these kind of games, and I didn't like it at first. As you start unlocking more and you start feeling out how to play more, it gets so fun.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. Like at the beginning of the game, I wasn't really feeling it, and as I kind of pushed myself to continue playing it, it really opened up, and I really grew to really like it. Even with the story, I thought like kind of at the beginning, I didn't really care too much about it. Now that I think the game really picks up in Act 2. That's kind of where I felt like I started caring more about the story and what was going on, and started connecting with the characters in the world a bit more. Whereas before, I kind of was just playing it very, very loosely, just kind of, going at my own pace, just, going to question mark, just doing everything, not really caring, maybe listening to a podcast or having a YouTube video on in the background, just listening to something else while playing. I still think that's a fine way to play the game, especially with all the openness of it. Like if you're not doing like a story mission, like it's still good podcast gaming. But yeah, it definitely opens up later in the game, and the combat is extremely fun, except for the fact that there is not a lock-on feature, which really irritates me.
That's annoying.
To no end. Yeah.
One thing I'll say, which I'm sure everyone would be surprised about this, you would think, oh, I'm going to love this game right away, which I'm sure, because y'all always say I love everything. But I'll tell you this, at the beginning, I was with y'all, too. I was like, it's not that I didn't like it. It was just, I'm not really good at games like that, per se. I haven't played a game. I know Devil May Cry is not quite the same, because it's like a hack and slash, but a similar melee game, you could say, I'm not really good at those games, so when I jumped into it, like I was dying on like normal and shit. I was having a hard time like parrying and shit. Eventually, I started to get the skills up. I got that OP-ass Samurai Clan armor from helping your girl out, whatever her name is. And then after that, I started to really understand how the mechanics work. I upgraded like all the water stance and all of the moon stance, I think, which really helps when you're fighting those annoying enemy types and stuff. So, so just from that, I started to like it more. But from the beginning, the scenery captivated. It was captivating. It was beautiful. I loved it. I mean, the game has foxes. It's like my favorite animal. You follow yellow birds around to go find cool loot or cool, like a little shrine or some shit. The other day I found a shrine inside of a giant tree and I was freaking out. Chaz remembers. I think it's an amazing game.
Yeah, the way like they help you like explore the open world with the animals you follow, or like following the wind.
You know what I like about it too is that, like, the Japanese culture they always had, ever since back then even, they've always been very spiritual when it comes to all kinds of different things. Their religion wasn't per se like modern Catholicism or anything. It was all about spiritual nature, like stuff like that, right? So this game really follows that, and it's really just awesome, I think.
Yeah, I love how limited the HUD is. So you really just get to see how beautiful this game is with the colors and everything.
Oh, and the fields and
distance.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I love the fields.
Yeah, it makes the outer world just feel so very cinematic and surreal compared to. I mean, obviously, when you're in combat, that's when the HUD is really at most used, because you have your health and your items and all this other stuff. But when you're outside of combat, there's really nothing on the screen except for like your health bar.
Yeah, at the very bottom, there's like your the three circles.
Yeah. The resolve in your health bar.
So, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, and then at the top left, it'll come and go depending on if you swipe up to use the wind, which is kind of like your mile marker in the game. So if you swipe up, you'll see like a gust of wind come by to kind of show you the direction that you need to go, and then after a while it kind of just disappears, and it'll show like how many meters you are away from your objective, but it doesn't stay on the screen and just kind of sticks there and muddy up the visuals.
Right.
And as Cooper was saying, like the yellow bird, like once you get within a certain range of your interest marker, you'll have a yellow bird to start following as well, which is really cool. I like how they were able to use natural navigation compared to artificial like game play, like how Assassin's Creed has the white trail marker to show you where to go down the road.
Giant arrows and shit, and a big map.
Yeah, or anything like that, or a compass or something like that with your point of interest.
I mean, the guiding winds can be sort of annoying sometimes. You have to keep swiping up if you're far away, but besides that, there's really no other thing wrong with it. Like you're saying, I mean, it's that, like, I go back to that spirit. It's that spiritual feel to it. It's just like nature, the wind, Mother Nature is telling you where to go, like to save the samurais, dude. It's it's super cool. I don't know.
Yeah, it almost kind of gives you that kind of connection with the spiritual and natural.
That's what I love about it so much. Like I find that's very unique compared to pretty much any other game I've played. Not that there's been many other samurai games like this, but
the closest thing I would say would be Sekiro for sure.
But that one's like that's like a Japanese Bloodborne.
But that one's so different as far as this one, which is more grounded to actual real
and
life
open worldness
compared to Sekiro, which has spiritual demons and all this other stuff that you're also fighting and all kinds of stuff. But definitely, I mean, the Sekiro was my game of the year last year. If y'all remember, if y'all had listened to the podcast earlier on when we did our game of the year reviews, that was my game of the year in 2019, and it still is very reminiscent of it. Obviously, it's not from Software, so it's a very different gameplay style, but it's still got a little bit of that that sameness to it.
I really hope there's a DLC where Jin like eats the wrong berries or something, and he like has to fight all these crazy monsters.
That'd be
like,
very.
I think it would be kind of
That'd be very creative.
Yeah, I think it would be kind of cool. I really don't see them doing that though, because I feel like they just really wanted a grounded,
super realistic
samurai world game compared to. I mean, their last game, you know, Infamous, was superhero-esque style, and you know, even though it's kind of loosely based on real life and everything, you know, humans don't have abilities like that. They're not conduits.
That you know of.
You know, they can't. Yeah, as far as we know. But I think they just wanted to go somewhere else. They just want to kind of try to flex a different muscle than their previous.
Yeah, that'd just be a fun idea if they want to like do something fun for a DLC. You know how?
Yeah. Because even like Assassin's Creed has done that in the last 2 iterations with the ancient Egyptian gods, and then also like Atlantis and stuff like that. Even though they've always had that kind of weird element of like supernatural in Assassin's Creed, you still always had like that very grounded, realistic overworld at the same time. So they could, it wouldn't feel out of place, but at the same time it does, if that makes sense. Yeah, I just don't know if that's what really they're going for. One of the other things that I did want to mention was how at first the story just feels very bland, it's just very almost generic at the beginning. I mean, obviously it's based off of historical events, so it's really hard to kind of throw your own twist in there, but it's so serious and so one note that I feel like I wish they would have at least had like side missions or something to kind of deviate from that, to kind of give like a little bit of a break from the seriousness at all times. Like, you know, like one mission, maybe you help someone do something, I don't know, and just like a silly outcome or something, like something to just kind of break the monotony of always being so serious at the time.
That's one of my biggest criticisms of this game is the side missions. There's like 3 of them and they're all the same. You like follow someone and then they talk and then you kill people and then they talk and then
you know what?
Follow, like
all of the ones you recruit, like all the warriors you recruit, it's always the same thing. One of them's like, oh, I gotta track down my student who's like really badass now, and like we gotta kill him or stop him. Then the lady that you get the clan armor from, you gotta find like the people who, or find her sons or whatever, and can kill who killed her sons. And like, yeah, I know what you mean. I get it. That is a problem that I definitely have too with that. I mean, but the game, like, it just seems, like you said, it's so damn serious that to the point where if you're gonna get I don't see them ever, you know, I didn't see them doing that with the silly kind of aspect. I mean, it would have been nice. But.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be anything like crazy, just something to kind of give like a little bit of like a comedic relief here and there, kind of like how The Last of Us does. Like even just dialogue, like in passing, like, you know, they might mess with one another and just say something funny, kind of jokingly, but like, because even though The Last of Us story is very, very serious and dark, kind of similar to this one's, it's just the same thing throughout the whole game. And I think that's kind of why, like, at first I was just kind of like, okay, you know, like I kind of get the gist of like the story. Like you're being invaded, you need to save your uncle to save the country, and you know, and that's kind of how I felt. It was like I kind of knew where it was going the whole time, so it's like I didn't really care, but it does kind of take a little bit of a left turn later on in the game. So
yeah, it seems like it was going to be straightforward, so I was hoping it would not be as straightforward as it seemed.
All I can really say without spoiling anything would just be, really, it's just kind of like that tug and pull, that tug of war between the samurai's code of honor and being the ghost.
Yeah.
That causes the change in the story and what makes it a little bit more.
And then they always. Oh well, you go. Sorry.
I was gonna say, which for me as a story thing, I don't give a fuck about, because I don't understand. Like, I get that samurai are all about honor and shit, but like at a certain point, you got to throw that shit out the window. But I guess that's what I guess that's what he's fighting, like mentally inside. He's like,
exactly.
But in my head, I'm like, fuck that samurai shit, bro. Like, there's more important shit right now.
And like you were saying, he was fighting that mentally. And and how he was saying how the Khan was telling him, like, your uncle's gonna be disappointed in you because you're becoming what he always taught you not to become, and like killing people from behind. Only a coward strikes in the shadows. You're supposed to look at your opponent in the eye and defeat them fairly, correct? And that whole, and like I see what Chaz is saying. It makes sense, but you gotta understand. I mean, this is the time period where what you just said is like completely insanely blasphemy and unheard of. Like, to them, that's like, hell no, we're honor until we die, dude.
Yeah, I get that. It's just, for me, I just am not like torn between like, oh, should he do it or should he not? I'm just like, fucking do it. Like, like I feel like I don't know what I'm trying to say. Like, I wish I like kind of was like in the same position he is. Like, should he do it? Should he not? But I'm just in such a mind state. I'm like, fucking do it. Like, if you don't, everyone's gonna die, kind of shit.
Yeah, it's kind of like the saying of like, "There's no rules in love and war." Well, dude, you're at freaking war, man. Like you got to do whatever you can to protect your country and your people.
I'm still in Act 1.
The Samurai Code is just
maybe I'll change my mind as the game goes on.
I don't think you'll change your mind as far as like how you feel about Jin's decisions, but.
Or I see where he's coming from.
Or like the code of honor thing, but he changed it. So.
What did you name your horse?
I don't even fucking remember, dude.
No, but you didn't name it. It like depending on the color, it gave you the color. Oh no, that's true. You could choose.
No, you choose.
No, you got to choose the color.
Yeah, mine was white, and I named it Shadow. Chaz did the same thing, I think.
Yeah.
That's so ironic. Why would you name it white Shadow?
Tell him why, dude.
I don't remember why I said.
Oh, you were like, because like, dude, it's like ironic. He's white, but you could see his shadow. I don't know. You said something like that. yeah, you said something like deep. I don't know what you said.
No, but literally, I picked the white horse, and then I picked the name, and then I'm like, these two names, the color of the horse and the name I just picked, don't make any sense, but whatever.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like by default they were like, here's 3 colors, here's 3 names, but one name goes with a certain color.
Yeah.
But I think I went with Shadow too, if I don't remember, but I went with the black horse.
Yeah, I see, that makes more sense, but I like white horses. There's something about white horses I used to like white horse in Red Dead too, but hey.
I like white horses when they get muddy. And that's another thing I wanted to talk about. Some of like the little things in this game that annoy me. One, there's not enough gore.
Yeah, I was gonna touch on this too. Definitely, you're right. And by
cutting off people's arms and shit.
Exactly, legs, arms, heads in half diagonally, in half by every way. Every way, I want to cut people in half. Sorry.
Well, there's definitely decapitations and arm cutting off, but yeah, I could see.
Because dude, you're not gonna tell me that back in the day that shit didn't happen. Their swords were like sharp enough to like cut through the bone, and you're not gonna tell me that you're not gonna implement in the game. I guess they didn't want to go that gory because they didn't want to look at it as well. We don't want this to be like a like a Doom type game, like just straight up like carnage, right? I get it, but I mean it wouldn't have hurt. I don't see anyone would have complained about it, but whatever.
We're also coming off of The Last of Us 2, which is like one of the goriest games ever. So we're probably just like, oh, this is nothing, man.
Yeah. Oh, The Last of Us 2. I missed that game.
Also, Doom recently came out this year.
Yeah.
So there's two gory games.
Was Sekiro kind of gory like that or not really? I know, like you like if you'd slash someone, blood would fly, huh?
Yeah.
But it wasn't like limb cutting though.
It's probably.
I'm trying to think. I mean, it's kind of like what you would normally see in like a Dark Souls game, but it wasn't like to any sort of like Mortal Kombat extent.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there was like decapitations and like limbs being cut off, but nothing too crazy.
I want to give a shout out to swiping right on the D-pad to clean your sword.
I knew you were gonna say that.
It's like the best thing.
What? I never even knew that.
Game.
It's pretty sick.
Cool.
I like to do it too. It's cool when he like puts it in his arm, like where his arm bends and rubs it all. But it's also cool when he just like throws the blood off of it, kind of like
like
I don't
flicks
know.
It off.
It just looks cool as shit.
Oh, she licked the blood off of it.
All right, say that for the demonic DLC.
Dude's not a psychopath, Chaz.
He's the ghost of Tsushima. Tsushima.
No, you Tsushima.
Tsushima.
Gotta say the T.
I think it's actually Tsushima.
It's like Tsushima.
Yeah, like I've heard they pronounce it like with the T. Like they somehow say the T in it. I can't do it, but
yeah, they say the T, but it doesn't sound like they say the T, but they say it.
Oh, speaking of pronouncing things, have y'all been playing the game in English or Japanese?
Japanese all the way.
I went English just because I wanted the lips to be synced.
Yes. So at first I was doing Japanese dialogue with English subtitles because I just felt it would feel more authentic. But the lips are synced to the English dialogue. So there was something in my brain that just doesn't compute. I guess because I can read the lips and know what they're saying because it matches the subtitles, that hearing the Japanese dialogue doesn't sit right with me. So I had to switch it to English audio with subtitles because I always have subtitles. But like, there was just something about it.
Yeah, I could see that being weird, where you could read their lips.
I don't know why. It was just so weird and bizarre. But like, if it was synced to the Japanese dialogue with English subtitles, I think it wouldn't have been a problem. I don't know. There's just something about being able to read the lips that like threw it off.
Personally, I mean, I'm used to like a lot of the old school animes have that where like they're not synced to the Japanese, they're synced to the English. So like I'm really used to that, anyway. So yeah, it doesn't bother me.
I guess in a sense it was like it's dubbed in Japanese, yeah. So like it's almost like that thing of like subs over dubs. It just didn't work.
Yeah, I get why they did it though, because they would have literally had to animate the game twice.
Everybody has their preference.
If they wanted to do Japanese,
I could have done it.
If they wanted to do Japanese and English, dude, that would have been crazy. And
that would have been a feat. I would have.
And they were probably like 95% of the people that play this game are going to play it in English. So
I don't know about 95 because there's probably a lot of weeaboos who played this game and they were like, "Bruh, Japanese." And me included.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of people that don't play games that play this game. You know what I mean? Because they're like showing commercials during the NBA games and shit. Like people that like. You know what I mean? Like, people that don't really know, they're going to play it.
There's a couple of people I know personally that I would have never thought would have bought this game and played it, and I've seen them post it on their Snap stories or send it to me on Snapchat that they're playing it. So it's kind of like, it's crazy, to see that. Like, I guess some people are treating it as, like, it's, I never tried this before, it's going to be badass, let me try it, but,
I think there's something about it with, like, samurais and swords and stuff like that is just appealing to the general market.
It's just awesome.
But also, I think it could also be because it is a PlayStation exclusive, and it's like the last one of the console that people are just kind of like, oh, let me see like what the last banger is going to be, because the last time we had the final exclusive, it was the first Last of Us. So I don't know. Yeah. Maybe that has something to do with it just being the last exclusive. People just want to see what it's about. And I guess Infamous also had mass appeal too, being with superpowers and stuff, that people want to see more about it. Something about this game that was also very reminiscent of Infamous 1 to me was whenever you progressed in the game and you went to the second part, you like left one area to go to another area. There was like so many enemies that you encountered in the first part, and then in the second part they introduced a new enemy that was a little harder to defeat. I felt like that was kind of the same with this game, that they introduced a new enemy in the second act that was a little more difficult to fight against. I mean, after a while obviously you kind of get used to it and know their patterns and whatnot, but I kind of liked how they kind of scaled it up a little bit.
I totally see what you're saying.
Kind of keep it a little fresh, even though you kind of mastered your timing of deflecting and all this kind of stuff. They brought a new enemy to kind of retrain you to.
Yeah. I was telling Chaz.
So I didn't want to spoil anything because I don't know if y'all came across that yet, but just know that there is a new enemy in in the second act.
Okay.
That
well,
freshes up a
that
little
doesn't
bit.
sound fun. Because I was telling Chaz the other day, I was complaining about the spear guys. Like I have no problems with anybody else with the spear guys. Like for some reason, just they're long reach, they're quick attacks, they catch me off guard, and like if I don't use spear moon stance or whatever it is for the spears, like I have a rough time with them. But for the most part, I'm like I was saying with you, like you were saying, I have a lot of the shit on. I did a lot of side shit. I found a lot of the stuff to build your resolve and stuff like that. So I have like a lot of skill points and stuff. So I wasn't struggling towards the end of Act 1 as much as I was when I started. When you could do a standoff, that's like one of my favorite parts about this game. Like the standoff is so sick.
God, I feel like we keep thinking about everything as we keep going. But like, yeah, dude, standoffs are so awesome. It can also be really great to kind of, if you're lucky enough, kind of get some of the bigger enemies and the harder ones to take down out quick, instead of having to worry about fighting them. It's just a luck of the draw sometimes.
You can upgrade it all the way to take out 3 enemies, and that shit's like awesome because it just 3 people you gotta worry about. You'll
end up getting up to 5.
Oh shit, really? Yeah, because I figured that because there's a trophy I saw where you had to, it said like kill them, like standoff, kill the max amount of enemies or whatever. I'm like, well, what is this? I'm already at 3. What the hell? So I figured it would go up to 5. But one more thing,
you get an armor that you can upgrade to get an additional 4th, and then eventually additional.
That's awesome, dude. One more thing I was gonna tell you that I think it's in the it's in the dodging tree of the ability tree. I think it's the last one. It's called, I don't remember what it's called, but you do like a really late dodge to where like right before they're hitting you, you press circle and like with a direction. And it slows time for a second, and then you press square or triangle, and it's an instant kill no matter who it is. No matter how much health you have, and that shit it's hard to do. It's hard to get going and shit like that. It's hard to get used to, but that shit is very, very useful whenever you're fighting like 12 Mongols at one time.
That, and also for like if they do like a visceral attack, which is kind of like the red X that is shown on the screen. Whenever they do those attacks, it's kind of like your best way of kind of quote unquote parrying it is by dodging it perfectly to where you can then do a critical attack,
like a lethal stab.
The last thing also I do want to talk about for sure is there's 2 more things. I do like how the shrines you kind of like do like this navigational kind of adventure puzzle. I think it's a really nice way to kind of break up the game into being a little bit of a puzzle. Some of them are very straightforward, but some of them are just like, okay, where do I go?
Yeah, some of them gave me like a Breath of the Wild vibe to them. Some of them.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, I thought they were really cool, and it also that, and also kind of like raiding a tomb in Tomb Raider. It kind of gave me that kind of little effect. Now it's definitely not as in depth as some of those puzzles can be in Tomb Raider, but because this is more navigation than trying to figure out like a contraption or something like that. But I kind of enjoyed it. It was kind of cool. But the last thing I do want to mention for sure is the duels. The duels are probably the coolest thing in this game.
Definitely.
The one-on-one duels that you have against
you
enemies.
Basically just feel like you're in like a samurai movie, or like you're actually there back in the day when they went on. It's super sick. I agree with you.
Yeah, and I love how it's like it gets very cinematic. Like it starts, it zooms in on like their face from a side view of them looking at each other, and then you see one in the distance.
The duels are tough too, man.
It zooms in on the sword, and he flicks his thumb and opens it.
Oh my god, that is so awesome, and they're tough too, dude. I remember the first when I fought that lightning dude. The first one with the I say lightning dude, but it was for the first triangle circle special one you learn. I love that. That one was hard, but
a lot of them were kind of difficult and can be, especially when you're underprepared.
Sure.
Like there was a couple times where I've got into duels and just wasn't paying attention, and I had like no resolve, so I couldn't heal or anything like that.
I struggled beating one with like 1 or 2 resolve bars. It was rough.
Yeah, you just hope that either you got perfect parries or you just didn't get hit.
Basically, and their defense is usually so strong.
That's definitely my favorite part of the game. Is the duels. It's also a good way to incorporate like boss battles in a believable and fun way that kind of fits within the world. It doesn't feel like it doesn't belong.
No spoiler here per se, but when you fight the leader of the Straw Hats. Just that setting right there, like you walk up and then there's like those little bitty candle, like little paper lights, like all across that on that little pond right there. Like they do that for some kind of ceremony or something. Just all that setting when you're fighting him was like my favorite part so far. When I had got to that the other day, I thought that was so sick.
Yeah, and a lot of the duels too had like very nice like elements around them, like a waterfall. You're inside of a cave with a huge Buddha statue and paper lanterns on the water, or like it's just like in a forest or like a bamboo forest or something. Like it's just really nice to see like the elements behind you, and you're like in this. And I don't know, also this fight. It's just
the
really
straw hat guys. That's some badass motherfuckers, and they're my favorite.
Yeah, that was the new enemy type that I was talking about earlier.
Well, my favorite ones that me and Chad was talking about, that the ones that like where the Straw Hats like completely cover their face, and they just like you just can't see them at all. It just looks wicked, dude.
Yeah,
they're so sick, dude. The
Straw Hats, whatever. So overall, what are y'all impressions of Ghost of Tsushima right now? Like, do y'all love it, like it?
I'm loving it.
Lukewarm, don't like it, hate it.
I
guess that's going to be our 5 rating scale for impressions.
I love it.
You love it? Okay. Chas?
Or
you want to explain?
I was going to say it's definitely no Last of Us or anything, obviously. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, we always have to say that. It's just that, I mean, we all love that game so much, but just...
Yeah. And it's also like the most recent game released.
Exactly.
Not only in general, but like on that system, so it's just easy to really compare the two because they were within 2 weeks.
Yeah, and let me say this: imagine, just a little quick, big brain thought. Imagine if Naughty Dog would make a game like Ghost of Tsushima.
Dude, who knows what they're gonna do next?
I mean, honestly, they would do great making anything. But anyway, so basically, I love the game. I don't. We've talked about the very minimal things that are wrong with it, but to me, I think it's amazing. I've told my girlfriend this. She's tired of hearing me say it, but I've wanted a samurai game like this my entire life, and we finally got one like somewhat to what I could say, right? But yeah, I don't know. I'm losing my train of thought here.
No, I understand what you're saying though. I feel you on that. I feel you on that. Chaz, what's your thoughts? You hate it, don't like it, lukewarm, like it, love it.
The first day I was really lukewarm on it. I was texting you guys. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna finish this game.
And I was getting mad at you.
Cooper was mad. But then I stuck with it, and I've grown to really love it. I think if this game didn't, it just sucks that The Last of Us came out this year.
Yeah.
Because it's going to steal Game of the Year from this game. That's just how good I think this game is. Even though I'm super early in it, and I still have a lot. I have a lot more to go than I have played. I still think this is like a Game of the Year type game. That's the level that this game's on. Sucker Punch is fucking crazy. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I definitely think it is a Game of the Year contender. I will say that I love the game as well so far. Or should I say I love it now more than I have. Before I would say I liked it. But now I actually really do love playing it. It's real fun. And it's one of these games that, especially at the end of the console's life cycle, it's one of these games that like you kind of want, just because there's a long period before the next release of either a big game or the console itself. So since it's an open world game, it does give you a lot to do, and really gives you a lot of time sinks, right? Exploring the map and doing all these objectives, doing every single mission, and leveling up all your techniques and weapons, and collecting all the gear colors and stuff like that, like changing your armor colors and all that kind of stuff. So it's definitely like a game that like I really want to play now than I would probably like a year or two ago, when there was 15 games that came out that year that I wanted to play.
It came out at the right time.
I probably wouldn't have gave it the time of day otherwise, but I think it was a safe choice for Sony or Sucker Punch to decide to have this kind of later on in the console.
Yeah. I was telling Chaz it would have been one thing that was a little random thing here that would have been cool if we can have like some kind of like ninja skin, like a little Ninja Gaiden kind of skin, like looking like that. And I know it's not a ninja game, and I know people are gonna freak out, like not maybe per se, but they would freak out and say samurais and ninjas are different. I know, but it would just still be cool, is what I'm saying. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. And going back to how this game can be a time sink, this is gonna be not the last, but one of the last PS4 games I play. So I'm really like taking my time with this game. I'm not trying to rush through it. Like
same.
Most games, all of us would have beaten it by now.
Yeah,
pretty much. But I feel like we're all feeling like this is one of the last main PS4 games that we're gonna have. So we're kind of taking our time with it and like really letting it sink in how fucking good this game is.
Yeah, I'm definitely taking my time.
Yeah, because before I would kind of just rush to finish the story, and then right now I'm kind of like, before I finish an act, I want to do everything I can on that part of the island before going to the next part, just to kind of feel that progression as I go. Although that does kind of hurt me a little bit, because I feel like I'm just like so overpowered in some, like when I first got into the second part, because like I had all the abilities and techniques already unlocked.
Yeah, that's what I did too.
Deal with whatever they threw at me.
What a way to end a fucking console generation with Last of Us 2 and Ghost of Tsushima. Like,
yeah,
wow,
really, really awesome. Definitely,
pretty insane, dude.
Sony first party is nuts. Speaking of which, 1 week, I don't know when we'll do this, but before the PS5 comes out, we're going to do a bracket thing and debate what's the best first-party exclusive on PS4. One day.
Oh, okay. I like where this is going. I thought you were also going to say we were going to do our, like, if we can fit in this one, do like a top 20 favorite PS4 games, which would be hard as shit. Probably,
top 20, jeez.
I mean, you wanted to do less? I'd feel like it'd be hard to do 20.
I would say 10.
Yeah, 10 would be good.
Man, all right, fine. Y'all wanna? This is gonna be hard as hell already.
Hey, dude, only the best of the best make it, my guy.
All right, yeah, we can do it.
All right, well, that's all the time we have this week for the TechRichGames podcast. So if y'all are here on the YouTube video, please, in the comment section down below, let us know your thoughts and impressions on Ghost of Tsushima. We love to hear what you guys and gals out there think. And if you're not already, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more content coming your way. And if you're on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, make sure to give us a follow or a subscription down there. It's completely free and really helps us out as well. So, thank you guys again. See y'all next week. And say
bye.
Ding ding, y'all.
Well, I guess I'll just add on to like the end of Sekiro now.
Wait, Sekiro?
A ghost, sorry. Fuck. God damn it. I even said that when those two games were announced, people are going to confuse the fuck out of one another. And here I am calling Ghost Sekiro and vice versa.
Yep. Fuck. At least it's not Outer Worlds and Outer Wilds. I get those games.
Oh, shit.
Outer Worlds, Outer Wilds, Outer Worlds, Everwild,
like,
and EverQuest.
Fucking come up with some new names, people.
I don't think anyone confuses EverQuest with anything.
Yeah, EverQuest.
Yeah. So far, what are y'all like overall impressions of Sekiro? Like, y'all like it, love it?
I never played Sekiro,
I don't like it. Fuck! God damn it. Okay,
yeah.
Let me go back.
I never played it either.
Shit.